It's time for
DodgerHeads.
high fly ball into right field. Hey, Dodgers have won it all in 2020. Shohei Ohtani, 50-50 club. Strikes him out. There's a drive. Shohei Ohtani. Freeman hits the ball. She is gone. Birthday party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into DodgerHeads Unplugged with Scotty G. It's great to have you in here. Happy Friday. Happy Victory Friday. It's really good to have you all here. We're going to let everybody trickle in. I know the Friday time, we got, victory stuff, like game last night, terrific post-game show yesterday. Missed the most of it on the channel last night. But yesterday's game against the Giants, you got to see a pitching duel, but a real loosey-goosey pitching duel. Yamamoto, walked stuff there. Tons of walks from the Dodgers. I think it was 10, 11 plus walks from the, starters and the bullpen combined. Logan Webb and then the Giants muster just one hit. Dodgers take the first game in a 2-1 victory. But win's a win. Doesn't matter how you get it. Able to work around all of the traffic, all of the manufactured, self-induced traffic. The Giants flat out did not have it. And the Dodgers, did just enough. Did just enough. Everybody, welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, Foxy, happy Friday. Emar, good morning, Scotty and all. What's up, man? Yeah, let's see this. Yeah. Sandy Fino says Benny Biceps needs to be on the postseason roster. Look, we're going to talk about it. We're definitely going to talk about it. Everybody tuning in on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, it's great to have you in. Happy Friday. We're here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to however long we want to go. Building a great community here. Tier 1's in here early on. Good morning. Good morning. If you're listening after the fact on YouTube, Spotify, however you consume your podcasts, rate, subscribe, do all the things for me. Let me know. Yeah. Let's see if we got some early chatter. People talking about the umpire. I get it. Yeah, Yoshinobu not perfect, good enough to get a bouquet. Yeah, it's good enough. He looked good enough. Whiff stuff was great. Goes 5 1/3, 7 punch, almost matches, goes bar for bar with walks and strikeouts, which usually will get you beaten to the ground early on in the game. Usually it'll make you give up, 5 teams getting on you. Yeah, that's a recipe for a disaster, but comes at the back end, all good, able to work around it. Stuff just looks filthy. When the touch just isn't there, But if you're able to, work around that stuff, doesn't matter. Dodgers starters, reliever Yamamoto and the bullpen get 14 punch combined against the Giants. Dodgers only strike out 5 times. They didn't strike out at all. Like, I know Logan Webb goes 7, Luke Casey goes 1, all that matters. But Logan Webb didn't have strikeout stuff. Dodgers weren't making a ton of big time contact against him. He misses bats, didn't look so spectacular, but he was getting the chase when he needed. And that's what matters. So at a few different times, this past week, Dodgers have had some success against starters, and I've been very pleased with that, against the Phillies and then last night against Logan Webb. It feels like the Dodgers are making these pitchers work. Even though they're doing some damage, they're allowing them to stay in the games a little bit longer than I would like. Logan Webb, conversation would be different because Logan Webb didn't look spectacular, but he does enough. That's just been him. He'll lull you to sleep. And, big time sinker guy, really works his way back into the plate. Righties have a tough time, really funnel stuff back in, back to back door. So it's a tough challenge with them. Everybody overlooks Logan Webb, but he's a very quality starter and he allows one earned and gets a loss there. And that's all it takes. Let's see. Rosemary, our goat, is leaving. Yeah. 22 tonight. Final home game. Final home regular season one. Yeah, Deuce. Webb is tough. Beating him is always good. I'm glad you say that because, I always say on here and every time I make an appearance, it's all right to admit that there's talent around the league. It's definitely okay to admit that there's good players around Major League Baseball. And Logan Webb he's been a very good starting pitcher. He's an all-star again. He's a very good starting pitcher. for a number of years, and he pitched in the All-Star game hungover. Funny story if you haven't heard about that. Yeah, he was on Mookie's podcast talking about that, so go check that out. I'm gonna keep going through it all. Good to see you guys. Craig, what's up, man? JY, hello. Yeah, Rosemary, what's up? TQT. Yeah, Penn did just enough yesterday, but Kopech losing some trust. If Michael Kopech hasn't lost all of the trust, I know we're running out of time, running short. It's not to the point where it's like you rip the cord. It's getting there, man. It's getting there. Dave Roberts, I know, I was talking to Blake Williams last night, and he was out there covering the game, and Dave Roberts was basically, alluded to the fact that it just hasn't been there for Michael Kopech. You can't go into a postseason set not knowing where the ball's going to go. Blake Trinan had no idea where the ball's going to go. If you ask me, like, who I trust more between the two of them, I'm going to say Trinan, just for the fact that, like, Kopech has not pitched a lot this year, and Kopech has had no clue where the ball's going to go. And when he gets pulled out, you leave it up to whoever is behind him to clean up the mess, So don't care about the ERA. He just has no command where it's going to go at all. Yeah, Emar, put a pin in that one. He asked if we're going to carry 3 catchers in the postseason roster. I've got some big thoughts on that. Rosemary, real quick. Kopech has zero business being out there, no command. He's got business being out there just to see what he's got, but he doesn't have any command. And when you're dealing with high velocity stuff like that, you have to be able to have some feel, because your stuff can be so good. You can get good chase. Like, you can live outside the zone as long as something is competitive. If you're tunneling correctly, if you're following game script, you're staying around the zone. I love Kopech. I love Michael Kopech. He helped boost the Dodgers to a ring last year. He was a massive piece they got for pennies. And then now it's like he's going into a free agent year. We all know whose agent he has. But with Michael Kopech in particular, he hasn't been healthy. He doesn't look good. Doesn't have feel right now. And now those were the problems that plagued him with the White Sox. Now he's a reliever, and now he doesn't have that much wiggle room to be imperfect. So he walks a tightrope. Josie, hey, Scott, did you see the umpire scorecard from last night? Darn right I did. I tweeted about it. Rigged. Insanely rigged for the San Francisco Giants, and the Dodgers still win a ball game. What was it, like 1.6 runs for the Giants? Rigged. Ridiculous. They did the best they could. To keep them down. 86 win for the Dodgers. Sorry. San Francisco fuming. Buster Posey fuming. Patrick Bailey fuming. Cheating his way behind the plate. Overly framing every single pitch. I respect it. Didn't work last night, buddy. Yeah, sorry, man. Rigged ball game last night. Umpire scorecard says so. You don't know what we're talking about, go to umpire scorecards on Twitter. You can see all that stuff there. Yeah, Foxy, the riggery is crazy. Insane. So, yeah, I did see it. All right. Let's go straight into it. Clayton Kershaw making his final regular season home start on Friday night. Tonight. 18-year vet. His presser yesterday, if you had a chance to check it out, he did his best to fight back tears as much as he could. I knew he would be emotional, because that's what Kershaw is. He puts his heart into the game, and he's given the game everything he's had. Tonight, he's making his final regular season home start. Because as I've said, that I truly believe, and I know people are going to ask, well, is he going to, how does he factor in? I've been clear on how I state it. I've been clear on how I envision the Dodgers, can deploy him to both be fair to what he's pitched to this year, while also maximizing him. He's not getting whiff, and that's not a recipe for the bullpen. I think you would burn him if you do that, because you don't necessarily need to. If the Dodgers have a clear lack of arms in the bullpen, they only have, say, 3 or 4 guys that they feel confident with, and they feel the need that we need someone in here to get innings, then that's the only way you do it. But you don't carry him just to carry him. And if you feel the starting pitching can carry the load, which you can, and I don't think he goes ahead of Glass now in that sense, but I would prefer to save Glass now for a DS series, not the wild card round. Clayton Kershaw has every right to start a postseason game, and I believe that his role is, say it's a 5-game set and a 7-game set, and that's where you maximize him. You get him on the mound, and that's how he's pitched as a starter. He has earned the right as a starter. I don't believe, though, in a wild card round, he is one of those people you pencil in. That's just it. It has nothing to do with performance. It's just flat out how you can maximize him and best utilize him in the postseason. He's earned it, but there's how many times in his career has he come at that? It's been at this point where there's been so much talent healthy at this point of the year that, David, I see your thing. I'll talk about Andrew Heaney. I got you, buddy. Just copy paste in a minute, and let me go through this, and I got you. That Clayton Kershaw's best role comes as a starter, and I think that it would be fair to him to hold him for a 5 or a 7-game set. You get there, you get there. If not, that's just how it goes, and that's why I'm very happy that tonight. I'm very happy tonight. There, everybody gets their opportunity. Everybody gets their opportunity to take a look at him on the mound. See that pose one more time at home in the regular season, glove high in the air, exaggerated leg kick, and you soak it all in. And that's what you do with your sports icons. And for me, I'll be doing that exact same thing. Everybody should too. His presser was incredible. It's the stuff I knew he was going to speak directly to. The message from Ellen were beautiful. He said I was I said I was at peace. I said I was good with this. I said it didn't hurt for me yesterday. This was me speaking. We did the emergency video with Matt Moreno and Anthony Witrato. I was talking about how I said this is a bittersweet thing. I was like, but he's given everything. You were always waiting in chat. You always waiting, for some shoe to drop, something to fall off. And he just never did. Just never did. He always found a way. Keep the ERA low, find a way to work through it, and the best run preventer of all time in the regular season. All time. He sits right up there tied with Pedro Martinez. Al Potter. He's evolved and has a lot of experience now. Yoshi, it's okay, man. Don't worry. We still got some time. We're hanging out. Yeah, Takata, I got you, man. I see the advanced stuff. We're not talking about that, but that's how I'm talking about best maximizing him, and that's how he's best as a starter, not a reliever. I don't want to push him in like a square peg round hole, make him do stuff he's not comfortable with at this point. So Kershaw said he's at peace with it. He said he thinks it's the right time, and he's correct. It's whether it's the right time for him or whether it's the right time and he's leaving stuff out there, that's his prerogative to feel. He could definitely pitch one more year, but as he talked about, he didn't want to mention it at any point earlier in the season because what he was telling Ellen that if he changed his mind, he didn't want it to be out there. And that's true to what Clayton Kershaw is. He doesn't want to make a big spectacle about himself. He doesn't even do that on game day. He's very to himself. He's just a competitor. He's just a competitor. And he said at peace. When someone says they're at peace with a decision, especially with where Clayton Kershaw's at, he's thought long and hard about this. So definitely an emotional night. I know tickets rocketed to the moon. So it sucks that it's an Apple TV game. Find a way to toss up that free trial and cancel it immediately before they can take your money after the game. And if you can find a way, I hope that MLB Network carries the first few innings at least, of that. Give everybody opportunity there, to watch Clayton Kershaw, first ballot Hall of Famer. And Charles, thank you for this one immediately. He's going out with class. He's going exactly how he wants to, under his own terms, still at a very great point of his, athletic career. Like, this is a terrific spot to be. You're pitching well, you're performing well. You've done it all. You've absolutely done it all. Treasure trove of accolades. And Matt Moreno said it best. If he was able to pitch last year and be healthy and contribute on the field to that World Series in 2024, last year would have been his last year. But he comes back in 2025 and pitches amazing. He does great. Continued to defy it and put himself in the conversation. With me, it was like when there is a 5 or 7 game set, that's where it's at. That's where he's at. It's just how many times can we pleasantly say that there is enough talent in front of him, healthy at the right time, to push someone with an ERA where Clayton Kershaw is at this point. Like Clayton Kershaw's ERA right now, he's pitching to the tune of a 3.53 this year, which is great. He's been awesome. 1.22 whip, not striking guys out, but he's doing enough, getting enough run support, 10-2 record. Come on. Like he's looking great. He's looking great. Age 37. He's looking great. Age 37. The strikeout numbers just aren't there. And there's a couple guys ahead of him, that you would like in the post a little bit more. But push him to a 5 or a 7. If it's there, go ahead. I just think that would be the best way to utilize 22. And I think he's good with that as well. And that's why I think this came out. Also to give people that opportunity tonight to see, perhaps the final home start, because maybe that's the possibility. Maybe that's the internal rumblings. I would say that's possibly the case because he's not guaranteed an appearance, and you would prefer it to be on a night where you can both honor him in a way that he definitely should be, and give him, kind of that leeway where I know there's still ball games to play, but they're basically locked up to make the postseason. Who cares? Let him go out there, let him do whatever. Let him pitch. Let him pitch at home. Let him pitch at home where people can soak that in. There's definitely, these games matter, but it's a regular season game on September 19th against the Giants where they're all but guaranteed a playoff spot. Go out there and pitch 22. Who cares? Let the fans soak it in. Okay? And that's where I stand on that. That's genuinely where I stand on it. So, yeah, let's go back here. I asked yesterday on the show about people's favorite Clayton Kershaw moment. And before I get into some stuff about Ben Rortvedt and the possibility of 3 postseason catchers here, because we have to talk about it, I want to see some people's favorite Clayton Kershaw moments. So do me a favor and toss that up there for me. I want to read some comments here. We're going to give this as much of a platform as we possibly can. If you're watching on Twitter, retweet around. Please do. Same thing. Share it up. Comment. If you're listening after the fact, I'm going to read a bunch of these. So please, put your favorite Clayton Kershaw moment in the comment section, both during and after the show, so I can go back and reference a bunch of these, because everybody's got a different experience with Clayton Kershaw. Everybody's got a different reason why they're, drawn to the game. And with Clayton Kershaw, is it fair to say, you're losing an on-field hero? You're losing someone that was, that stalwart, that pillar. I'm big on pillars in life. Big on that. Like, consistent stuff you can count on. And Clayton Kershaw has always been one of those pillars with the Dodgers. He's not going anywhere. But he's, the fact that on those Sunday starts, Clayton Kershaw, his music hits, see him running out to the mound, today could be that last time at home. So I want to see people, all these favorite moments here. I'm going to just keep tossing them up. Go ahead, share this around. I know a lot of people out there have different experiences there, and some people just forget. Yeah, Craig says the no-hitter against the Rockies. Totally get it. Nobody talk about Hanley. Sure, he feels terrible about that, but the no-hitter with Clayton Kershaw against the Rockies. Yeah, it had perhaps one of the highest game scores ever. Like he was dominant, one of the highest game scorers of all time. TQT, the genuine happiness when they won that 2020 title. Yeah, that relief, man. That was cinema. That was cinema. That wasn't television. That was flat out cinema. camera pans to him and you capture that moment. He's out in the bullpen, and then it's just we got it. We got it. Hands like wide open, looking up. I'm sure he floated from the bullpen to the mound to celebrate. Yeah, David. This is my favorite memory of him in the 2020 World Series contributing. Always had something to say about him during the playoffs, but that year was special. I don't care. Yeah, David, 100%. 100%. Let's see. Clayton Kershaw closing World Series game for the win. Yeah. 2020, yeah, shot of him. I get it. Opening day 2013, my son and I were there to watch Kershaw throw a complete game shutout and homer for the only run. I was there too, Deuce. I feel like everybody I know was there. Whether some people are lying or not, and they say they were there. I know, like I was there too, buddy. I'll never forget that. Field level was with one of my best buddies. Yeah, incredible game. Shoved. Yeah, man, fun stuff. Yeah, same thing here. 300 strikeout was 3,000 strikeout was special. Dr. V, countless Sunday starts. I've seen him throw. Kershaw's hands, 2020. Yeah. Yeah. Laura, this was a cool moment too. I loved him on the podium at the World Series ceremony. There's nowhere I'd rather be right now. Dodger for life. Yeah, I remember when he said that. Terrific moment. Now, like I said that, you first ballot Hall of Famer, retire the number, build the statue. If you want to say statues, go ahead and build the statue, retire the number, do it. Yeah. Induct them, retire the number. That's when it's going to hit for me, guys. When I see 22 retired, and they better. First ballot, gave everything, 2-time World Series champion. Yeah. 22 retired in Dodger blue is going to be scenes. That's going to move. It's going to move mountains, I tell you. Yeah. Dr. V, same thing. Podium moment. Ray, bad playoff Kershaw also gave me memories. Well, probably bad playoff Kershaw probably made him amazing like regular season Kershaw and then eventual really good postseason Kershaw. 2020 postseason Kershaw. 2023, they shoved him out there because they had nobody else. Yeah. So Clayton Kershaw learned from every single moment. And that's what Hall of Famers do. That's what the best of all time do. You learn from the toughest spots. You don't let that break you. And I spoke to that yesterday as well. How many times he sat there and wore that. That's what makes that separates the good from the great and the greats from the all-time greats. And that's the first ballot Hall of Famer. Yep. More than 200 victories, less than 100 losses. Just always found a way to do it. Always found a way to do it. Kayla says that's cinema. For sure is cinema. Okay. Again, don't forget, as a special assignment for me, both if you're mentioning this both during, copy your answer, and then once we close up the show today, paste it down below so I can watch or I can read all your entries about your favorite Clayton Kershaw moment. All right. And if you don't have a chance to do it today, do it on Monday's show. We'll still be here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. with me, DodgerHeads Unplugged. But put in the comment section your favorite Clayton Kershaw moment, just for me. Your own experience meant something to you if you're with your son, your daughter, your family, your dad, however. And that stuff's special. These are the moments those are for fans. So please do that for me. Yeah, Deuce. Yeah, respect for a guy whose fastball went from 98 to 88 over the years, and he found a way to get people out. People forget that. Clayton Kershaw used to pump. He used to shove. And he still shoved, even without a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. And that's pitching. Last of his kind. One of the last of his kind. And then you still got guys like Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander out here still pitching. And that makes you appreciate them so much more. All right. NS, yeah. Kersh closing the Game 5 of the 2016 NLDS. That was mine. I ran out the house. During that. Kenley throws like 58 pitches, 2 1/3. Kershaw comes in. Big curveball. Didn't stand a chance. Arms in the air there. Yeah. That was for me. I ran down the street. That game, that 5, I think it's because I went to every single home game that series. I pushed a lot of responsibilities off to be at every home game for that series. And I ran out of the house. when they clinched it in Washington. Yeah, that was one of the craziest playoff series I've been a part of to watch as a fan. Just incredible stuff. So please don't forget, put that in the chat, put that down below in comment section afterwards. DM me that on Twitter, however you want. I'll put my stuff up for a second here at Scott Geirman. Let me know. Let me know. It's important to me. It's special to me and you fans as well. So I'm gonna give you a chance to check that out. If not, find me on social medias there. You'll be able to, if you're tuning in after the fact, you know the drill. We've talked about it. Okay. The next thing, and it's going to be pretty brief, but it's definitely a conversation to have. Ben Rortvedt is making a definite playoff push, and he should be there. Ben Rortvedt, it's people hear that name and they're like, who the hell is he? But if you've been watching, like actually watching the games, not just looking at, like, if you didn't know who he was, just looking up career stuff and if you've actually been paying attention to baseball and what the Dodgers have been doing and reading the comments and read from the players and reading the insight that they've been giving about him and looking at how pitchers have been pitching, the starters have been insane with him on the mound. Since Rortvedt took over on the 6th, like since he has gotten bulk time, the starters have like a 1.7 ERA with him in there. Collectively, it's like a 2.7, 2.8 with him out there. He has been spectacular. I'm going to pull up the quotes because this is, people keep asking me. I've got a ton of questions. This is a segment just because of the sheer amount of times people are asking me, DMing me about, are the Dodgers going to carry 3 catchers? What happens when Will Smith makes his way back? But what if he doesn't? What if Will Smith doesn't? And that's like red alert scenario. But I'm speaking directly to, he gets back. How do you make this all work? And somebody early on asked, are the Dodgers going to carry 3 catchers? Well, I don't think Dalton Rushing is in a surefire spot. I really don't. Go through a few scenarios here, a few questions. We talked last week about the 3 catcher thing. I forgot which show it was on, whether it was here or it might have been with Anthony or on another one of our Dodger Blue shows. The 3 catcher thing just comes down to, do you want Michael Conforto or Dalton Rushing in there as a pinch hitter more? And that's what it comes down to. And however you want to dice that up does not matter. Sure. Having like Michael Conforto's at bats in the last few days is what it is. And Dalton Rushing's strikeout rate is near 40. Since the start of July, we're talking 76 at-bats here, 76 plate appearances, almost a 32% strikeout rate, 34% or 34 WRC plus. So I don't believe that Rushing has a guaranteed spot. I think they would feel more comfortable with Michael Conforto as the left-handed pinch hitter and go from there. I think they have right-handed hitters that they feel confident against right-handed pitching. So I'm not looking at it like they have to have a lefty out there. We've seen it before that they have no problem pinch hitting a righty against a righty because they have guys who have reverse splits, someone who's adequate and even better than a lefty they can put out there. So that's the conversation where it's like, it's not just, do they need a lefty? Do they have a lefty? That's not the case. So, and NS says this perfectly. Conforto's been able to get walks. He has. When you're waiting, like he's been able to go up there and see, watch pitches. Rushing has slugged, but he hasn't slugged a lot. 7 extra base hits and 135 plate appearances here. It's just not going to get it done. His sample has not been good enough to get it done. I haven't seen enough. It's like I said, it's Dalton Rushing for the future, Ben Rortvedt for now. He has grabbed a stranglehold of this. And I haven't even talked about the quotes. Everything with this conversation has to do with his calmness behind the plate, his ability to stick to the game script, which we know for a fact, if you actually look into this, and not a lot of people do, and that's okay because we're here for that. Ben Rortvedt has come in as a kind of an emergency catcher to hold, the time until Will Smith gets back, and he is stuck to the game plan. And what we know, Blake Williams and I have looked into this a bit, that Will Smith kind of strays from game plan because there's no way the Dodgers just throw so many fastballs. Ben Rortvedt has stuck to the game plan, the advanced game planning stuff, and that's why things have worked out so well. He has just earned a ton of praise from Dave Roberts, starters. You look at the rapport that they're building. Um, he understands who he is. And this was the quote that I'm going to keep bringing up. I loved it. It's from September 9th from Dave Roberts. He says, speaking to Ben Rortvedt, he says he's a servant. He's a backup catcher that's there for the pitchers, and he's done a great job of receiving, learning these pitchers, and trying to understand what they're good at, to go through sequencing, targeting, and it's so nice. He says it's really good to see. He understands who he is as a major league ball player. And he's coming in and giving every single at bat his best. He's playing like he has a spot to lose immediately, like tomorrow is his last at bat. So I don't care what he does offensively. He's competing when he goes up there. I said my comp for him right now when he stands in the box, he looks so jittery and hitterish that he looks like Brett Gardner, like a clone. If you want to pull that up, that's my exact comp because he's up there. He's very quick twitch. He's doing that. So that was my comp for him, just how he looks in the box. So for now, Ben Rortvedt has met with these pitchers. He is sticking to the game script. He is guiding these starters, whether it's he's having as much of an impact in game calling. I know a lot of these pitchers like it, but they like how he's receiving the ball. He's doing a terrific job getting out there, and his adrenaline is pushing him to that next gear. It's pushing him above his stuff. Okay. It's pushing him above his career norms. So I believe that the Dodgers are going to keep him. I believe they should. They need to find a way to keep him there. I'm not even speaking past this season. That's not the conversation because he can't be let go off a roster. But I know the Dodgers will want to keep him around in the organization, in some capacity for sure. Just a matter of right now. Ben Rortvedt saying, first, I'm grateful to help out. You can't replace what Will Smith does on this team. He's the glue that holds this team together. I'm just grateful to help out, learn a lot from this week from him and then Dalton. So he's just doing what he can to stay on this team. And you can see it in how competitive he is going up to the dish. His game calling has been electric when he does have kind of that leeway. But a lot of these pitchers are calling their own games, but he's not shaking them. He's going up there, and it's just you can't argue with the results when he's out there. You just can't. There's something to it. You can't argue with the results. Okay. If anybody feels the same way about it, I know you all do. You're all on the same page. I feel like everybody knows when he's up there, he's competing. When the spots are there, he's putting the ball in play as much as he can. It's not going to be spectacular. He's going to fail at the plate a lot more times than he's going to succeed, but he's going to do a damn job behind the dish. And with the way the offense is playing right now, above him, that's what you want. You want some behind there who's going to make mistakes. He's going to throw some guys out occasionally. And especially with Will Smith out, that's who I want. That's who I want. Someone to come in, have a huge rapport with the starting staff, understand his role, have a good feel for the major league game, and not go up there and just look abysmal at the dish. You can't strike out at a 40% clip. And that's the main reason why I say Dalton Rushing for the future, Ben Rortvedt for now. That's where I'm at. That's flat out where I'm at. And I've said I wouldn't be surprised if the Dodgers, move Dalton Rushing in the offseason. So you have to keep putting that out there. No catcher is safe when you have Will Smith on the roster. It's flat out how it is. When you have Will Smith on the roster, barring a big injury, you're not going to keep a top prospect as a backup catcher in the major leagues. It's just not going to happen. So that's why I said it. And that's where the logic comes from it. Yeah. Here we go. And Anna says, I bet money the starters prefer Rortvedt as a backup over Dalton Rushing. Yeah, I agree. I really agree. He's been in the league for a number of years, worked with smart organizations. Ben Rortvedt has been around the league. He's been around the league a bit. He knows his role. Yeah. I think he's found a little bit of a home here for the next couple weeks, month, maybe, depending how far they go. Yeah, Paul Rortvedt has caught most of the no hit starts. Pitchers trust him for sure, and you can see it. Yeah, Karma. Ben Rortvedt knows what he needs to do. A real savant. Yeah, I just love the quotes. You see him between innings speaking with pitchers. They're getting him up to speed. They like what he's got going here. There's a reason why the pitchers keep going out of their way to highlight what he's doing. And things are fluid. Remember, this is a backup catcher. So if they decide to go some way, something goes south, don't be surprised. But Ben Rortvedt is doing everything he can and should as a journey, like not a journeyman. I mean, he's been around the block. So if you want to call it however you want to call it, uh, he's a guy. He's a guy, and he should have his own little cult following here. Yeah, Benny Rowe, Benny Biceps, whatever you want to call him, the Rortnado, I don't care. But he definitely has earned a right to be in the conversation. And I think that's has everything to do with defensive stuff, everything to do with his ability to receive, handle a staff, and the results are right there. They are right there. Yeah. And admin comes in. Dalton Rushing is starting tonight per Dave Roberts. So Dalton Rushing has an opportunity to catch Clayton Kershaw's final regular season home start. That's per admin. So thank you, admin. Thank you. Thank you. So we'll get to see that today. Yeah. And Ben Rort has not thrown away his shot. There you go. That's exactly where this starts and ends. He's not throwing it away. He's doing his thing. So however they want to dice it up, the proof, if it comes down to the proof is that the Dodgers think Dalton Rushing has had a little more pop in his bat, that's fine. That's fine. But there's no way they're overlooking the results that the starters have had and the pitchers have had and their comments. And Dave Roberts is chiming in about how comfortable they are with Ben Rortvedt behind the dish. I never thought in my life I'd be talking about Ben Rortvedt. I love it. He's a beast, man. Just competes. Just competes. Just competes. People probably think it's funny, but he just competes. I like players who go up there and if you have an opportunity to do something, you maximize it. And once players start speaking openly about it, that's when you know it's real. Because these guys don't like to talk to the media. So when they go do that and they do it publicly and they do it overwhelming positivity, you know what's going on. Yeah. Cool. All right, guys, let's do it. Let's go to some questions here. I'll take a few. And I'm gonna let you get out here, enjoy your Friday. Let you enjoy your Friday here. Let me look up some probables here for us. Look up some things. Yeah. Dodgers get Clayton Kershaw tonight. Enjoy that. Soak it all in. If you ever find a way to get to Apple TV, get that trial, cancel it after, whatever you want to do. And Dodgers face off against Robbie Ray. So you're again another really plus lineup that I like in there. Okay. A very plus lineup that I like against left-handed stars that the Dodgers can put in. Yeah. Foxy. Yeah, Benny Rowe doing what he needs to do, and that's all I expect. Exactly that. It's just you have to follow the hot streak. You have to follow the hot streak. Got to do it. Brian says, Scott, final Kershaw line today. What's your prediction? His last few outings haven't have been a little bit, yeah, against San Fran. Had a little trouble there. Adrenaline's going to be pumped tonight. I would love for him to go 5. I would love for him to go 5 minimum. I'm going to say he goes 5. You know what? I'm going to say he goes 6, allows 2 earned. I'm going to say he goes 6, allows 2 earned. Let's do it, 22. I'm going to say he goes 6, allows 2 earned. Don't ask me about strikeouts. I don't want to do that. It hasn't been his game, so it's not a part of the qualifications. Clayton Kershaw goes 6, has 2 earned. Dodgers win 5-2. There you go. Thanks for that, Brian. Yeah. Hawaiian Kier says Benny Rose taking advantage of his opportunity could yield a re-sign or a better contract somewhere else. Yeah, I mean, teams know what he is. I think that the Dodgers, if he's got 2 more ARB years, if they want him, cool. But I don't think they'll make room. It's just for now. It's just for now. Let's enjoy it for now. Looking ahead, can't even do that yet because I know his career stuff. But it's for the now. Nobody can overlook that. His hot streak and has been electric. Put him in as much as possible. Let the pitchers pitch to someone they like throwing to. Yeah. Rushing for the future. Benny Rortvedt for now. And that way I can make it clear. Very clear. Ice Queen, a funny name. I like that one. He says, what role will Kershaw have with the Dodgers organization after retirement? He'll be an ambassador, nothing more. Clayton Kershaw has walked the line of being a, wanting to retire and being with his family. He's an incredible family man. So I think just an ambassador to the game. Somebody says, yeah, brings it up in the comments. Kershaw's hopefully he's an announcer. He's great at interviews. Yeah, he's opened up so much. Once you peel the layers back, he is a terrific man. Terrific man. So an ambassador to the game as active. How much? Maybe you'll be able to get him out at some spring trainings, but he's definitely going to want to enjoy being a father. Go back to Texas, enjoy being a father. He wants to do that. He's given everything to the game of baseball. So he doesn't have anything left or anything needed to give back to the game. He's done it all. He's been an ambassador while playing. And you saw some incredible comments. I know a couple articles out there about players speaking incredibly highly. Paul Goldschmidt, Bumgarner, everybody. Garrett Cole, same thing. Everybody's speaking incredibly highly of Clayton Kershaw. Carmen on Facebook says we should definitely keep Ben. He's an excellent backup for Will Smith. Plus, he can hit, and the best pitchers trust him. A trustworthy veteran. Yeah. Just depends what, next year. Like I said, don't rushing for the future. Ben Rortvedt for now. Totally cool. Yoshi, you want me to your comment about Ben Rortvedt? I don't see it, man. Yeah, I don't see it. Do it one more time and I got it. Foxy says, yeah, probably the Sandy Koufax role. Show up from time to time, do some color announcing when the kids are older, take care of the newborn first. Yeah. That's what he wants to do. His kids are getting he's got kids all over. Different ages. Let's see here. David, yeah, thank you for this one. He says, Andrew Heaney and Roki Sasaki are going to use them out of the bullpen. Solid past 2 appearances they had in OKC. Yeah, Roki looked good. We talked, fastball stuff for sure. His cutter is big pitch. So I hope if they find a spot for it, if the organization feels comfortable, he feels comfortable doing it, he'll get a shot. Had everything to do with, expanding his arsenal, because his arsenal of just, a very bad, hard fastball in a split wasn't going to get it done against big leaguers. They're too good for that. So adding a cutter, toying around with a sinker definitely matters. So if he's got an expanded arsenal and he's good to pitch out of the bullpen, trial run, man. See what you got. But that'll be definitely a foreign thing to him. It's new. So yeah, it's you gotta see what he's got. You gotta pitch him in some leverage. Okay. Yeah, David, good question, man. Sandy says, yeah, and Scotty asked us earlier, who do you trust more, the bottom of the lineup or the bullpen? That's a good question. The bottom of the order has been getting it done lately. The bullpen, if you're speaking to long term, it's a good question. I would say if you're speaking to the collective bullpen effort, I think that I'm going to say the bottom of the order. Just for the fact that enough guys in their limited samples have looked good enough to get the job done. And when you're an opposing team and you see that, you get so hyper fixated on needing this out, and you get too fine, and you're not getting chase, and they're all knowing their job. This is the spot we hoped for. Yeah. And JF says, yeah, both are bad. I gotcha. But the bottom of the order has been getting it done lately. The 6 through 9 have been on their P's and Q's. So I'm going to say bottom of the order. But Ora Hershiser said it last night. Bullpen, you just got to have 4. You just need 4 guys. And they spoke about it. Jeff and Matt talked about it last night on the show. You just need 4 guys. Let's see. All right. Yeah, Yoshi, I didn't see your Benny Rowe thing, man. I told you to put it back in. Here we go. He said, yeah, pitchers have been calling their own games the last couple weeks as well. Sure, that's fine. That's okay. So what? Pitchers are going out of their way to praise what Ben Rortvedt's been doing. Dave Roberts as well. Looks good. The results are good. He has input too. Even if they're calling their games, Ben Rortvedt still has input. He still knows the game script up here. He's still talking to, Pryor and the rest of the starting planning and the pitching planning guys. So they all have the game script. Just because it says and Blake Snell wears a pitch comm on his belt doesn't mean he's the only one with input on what pitches are being called. Okay. They talk between innings. They talk about, what's looking good and how is it looking to Benny. So it shouldn't be a slight and a knock against what Ben Rortvedt's doing behind the plate because pitchers calling their own game. They're not calling every single pitch. He's got input. Make no mistake about it. And the results are themselves. They're right there. That's where it's at. And says Michael Conforto should not be in the postseason lineup. Oh, buckle up. He'll be there. He'll be there. He'll be there. I think I'd prefer him up there over Dalton. Dalton's got to show me something. I really believe in what Dalton has as a hitter at the plate. But he's got to have a moment. He's got to have some time. He has not looked good. It's been broken clock stuff. Craig, real quick. He says Kershaw moment, no hitter, 3,000 strikeouts, Dodgers parade, all good things. But yeah, please again, everybody put your stuff in the comments on that. David says Dalton is going deep tonight. That'd be sick. Against the lefty, no less. David, let's do it. Doesn't change my stance. Doesn't change my stance. Yeah, Kira says time to listen to AM 570 while watching the game. I was perplexed that they didn't find a way. Major League Baseball didn't find a way to make something like this happen. They've done it before. Sportsnet LA has been able to carry games like against the Yankees before. This feels like should have done something. That's when the higher ups in the suits have everything to do with it. Man, the suits. We hate the suits. Those Dodger blue suits grind my gears. Don't get me started. Nah, I love them. Let's see. You guys all have comments. You have questions, and I can't pick them out here. All right. I think that's it then. Admin. I missed this one. Is Matt Sauer the bullpen savior after he was re-signed? That was Blake's, right? Admin. Blake loved the mid. Who did he like too? Will Klein. That was it. Will Klein. I'll never forget that. That chat was going nuts for Will Klein. You'd be surprised. The narrative pushing is elite, but got to pick and choose, man. You got to pick and choose. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to let you get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Again, tonight, Clayton Kershaw making his final regular season home start for the Los Angeles Dodgers. David, last question here. Says, thoughts on Heaney? Is he going to get a shot? He might. I don't see it unless there's an injury because there's too many lefties in the bullpen as it is. I like the four that they have now, and Robleski included in that. That's five. That's too many. That's too many. And that first outing Heaney had, everybody was, eyeballed at that with how many strikeouts he had. But just too many lefties. Too many. I don't think he gets a shot, barring like some really bad luck here. Really bad luck. Yeah. Admin, Blake loved Edwin Uceta too. Watch yourself. Yeah. After the fact. Yeah. So I need to know who admin. You guys know who admin is today. It's not Blake Williams, but I need to know who admin's pushing the narrative for, and it's Ben Rortvedt too, man. He's on board. Admin's on board. Just so you know that. we're in. We're all in. Walk Up Songs Elite, just a genuine good dude competing. Okay. All right, everybody. Do me a favor. Please enjoy the rest of your Friday. I'll be back here on Monday. We're going to recap the weekend here. We're going to talk Clayton Kershaw. We're going to talk stuff over the weekend. I'm excited to see how the Dodgers lineup performs tonight. A lefty. I'm a big fan of their lineup against left-handed pitching. I think that is their best way to attack an opposing team. Clayton Kershaw tonight, Tyler Glasnow tomorrow, Emmett Sheehan on Sunday. Keep the foot on the gas. Magic numbers right there. Clinch, make it work, celebrate, and reset and go from there. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, Mike, great show. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Everybody, if you're listening after the fact, don't forget, you've got homework in the comment section right after we shut down. Please put your favorite Clayton Kershaw moment for me. I want to go through and read all those after the fact. If you don't want to do it on there, reach out to me on Twitter, however you want to do it. Instagram does not matter. Let me know your favorite Clayton Kershaw moment. Those are special to me, special to you, so I want to talk about them. Fernando says he loves these morning shows. Well, I love them too. Thanks for being on here. Thanks for being a tier one. Thanks for tuning in these last few weeks, everybody. I think we're over a month now. We've been grinding. So this is the best community we've got on YouTube. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for tuning in to Dodger Blue, the number one, without a doubt, independent Dodgers news media. Okay. You're the best. Absolutely the best. So we'll talk to you on Monday. Please enjoy the rest of your Friday, and I'll keep saying it until I can't anymore. As always, go Dodgers.